Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tom Crawford with the Stix and Stuff Podcast, high atop the square in downtown Ellijay, Georgia, at the Ellijay Cigar Lounge. Once again, sitting here in the treasured Bobby Cox chair at the Ellijay Cigar Lounge. The podcast has made a significant milestone in the last few weeks here. Our viewership has really picked up, and I can't thank the audience more. I mean, I really appreciate it. We're going great places. We're having a good time. We're trying to be fun. I do express political ideas. I try to do it in a way that just expresses views. If you like it, hey, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But right now, we're averaging about 50,000 views every 28 days, which is pretty cool, with about 1,900 followers. If you happen to see one of these reels or a post, follow, subscribe, whatever, you're going to enjoy it. You may not like parts of what I say, but you will enjoy it. Many thanks to our friends and sponsors. Let me talk a little bit about our sponsors. Once again, I'm here at the Ellijay Cigar Lounge. This cigar lounge here in Ellijay, Georgia, rivals any other cigar lounge anywhere around and rivals some of the best in Atlanta and other places. The humidor is huge. The surroundings are fantastic. The furniture is great. You get great cigars and you meet great people here. So when and if you're in Ellijay, you want to visit the Ellijay Cigar Lounge. We also have Smoky Bear Cigars in Blue Ridge, Georgia. A great little place, great people, good ownership. You'll love it. So when you're in Blue Ridge, Georgia, you want to visit Smoky Bear Cigars. When you're in Gainesville, Georgia, you want to go and visit Smitty's Cigars. They're on Thompson Bridge Road in Gainesville, Georgia, in a shopping center, but what a wonderful cigar lounge. Full lounge, full liquor, beer, cigars, pipes, you name it. Great people once again, a lot of great regulars. You'll really like the place. We have Buckley Vineyards, one of our great vineyards here in Ellijay, Georgia. They are also opening a restaurant called Buckley downtown. It's not only going to be a wine tasting room, but it will be a restaurant, and it's going to be just a terrific place. We have in downtown Ellijay a restaurant called The Door. The Door is a speakeasy, and the speakeasy is just terrific. It's a bar. The restaurant's upstairs, and it's called The Roof. Same ownership. They're actually combined, but you have to have a little password to get into The Door. They'll be glad to tell you what it is. But anyway, what a wonderful place. Once again, the speakeasy that is called The Door will rival any other speakeasy anywhere around. It is a world-class bar, great furniture, great setting, great drinks. But anyway, we've got that. We've got the House of Ellijay, which is a actual distillery here in downtown Ellijay. And they make vodka as their main distillate and liqueurs. And what a great place to visit when you're in town. And if you want to drink with a little bit of different flair that you've probably had before, they've got some wild ideas as far as mixing some of their distillates to make just a fantastic cocktail. But anyway, you'll be pleasantly surprised. And once again, that's the House of Ellijay. And then out in what I call the Golden Triangle here in Ellijay, Georgia, where a lot of wineries are, we have Chateau Maitre. And it is a huge winery with a huge tasting room, big music venue. It is just a wonderful place, great ownership, great wines, and I think you'll enjoy that too. But these are just a few of some of our sponsors. If you're interested in being a sponsor, please go to the website, the Stix and Stuff Podcast.com. And we have on our website our initial offering for sponsorships. And so you may want to check that out, especially if you're local to the area. I would understand if you were far away. I mean, that would be kind of crazy. But hey, as we venture out, who knows? Got to puff on the old cigar and make sure it doesn't go out. You know, that would be a shame. But anyway, enough of that, enough about the podcast, enough about, except for a couple more items. Once again, thank you very much for your viewership. Hope it continues. I hope I bring a bright spot to your day, or just to get you to think a little bit. And, you know, that's all this is about. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not wasting any time. I want to have fun and enjoy my life while I can. And this is one way I can do it. And hope I bring a little thought to your lives. If you don't like my thought and you don't like what I say, that's fine too. Watch it anyway. You'll enjoy it. Please respond back. I mean, you know, if you do, I mean, have some kind of reason to comment. You can call me anything you want to, but that really doesn't accomplish anything, folks. If you want to have an honest debate, hey, send me a message back. I'll be glad to talk to you. But anyway, be passionate. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If you're passionate about it and can be articulate about it, and you've got good logical reasoning behind what you say, God bless you, more power to you. But put a little thought into what you say, please. A little bit more about the podcast. As you see, I don't have microphones hanging in my face, and that's old school, folks. I don't know why, when you get on TV, and especially these guys that do broadcast TV, and they sit there every day of the week, every night of the week with their little lapel mic on, and that's the way it's been done for years, and they decide to do a podcast, and all of a sudden you got microphones stuck in their faces and in their guest's face. You know, I don't know what that's all about. I really don't. Wireless mics are the way to go. The quality is good. So if you happen to be watching this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and you ask yourself, hey, he says he's got a podcast, but he doesn't have any microphones. Yes, we do. They're just wireless. I mean, you know. And for the other guys out there that are doing it, you know, catch up with the times. I mean, come on, give me a break. Uh-oh, cigar's going out. And while I'm trying to light the cigar here, we're going to start today's podcast. Ah, that's good. I hate that y'all had to just go through that, but I don't like a cigar that's not lit. And once again, when I'm bumping my gums, it'll go out, because that's what they do if you're not taking part of the cigar. Today's podcast, I'm going to call it Disturbing Trends. And once again, my monologues in these podcasts do not reflect any of my sponsors. It's my opinion and my opinion alone. And you can take it as, you know, as you get it. I mean, you know, you may like it, you may not. But I try to talk truth. I try to talk what is real. It does provoke a lot of, you know, people calling back, or not calling back, but leaving us messages after the podcast, or a reel or whatever. That's fantastic. Keep it coming, friends. Whether you agree with it or not, dialogue is the key to understanding each other. But the reason why I call this segment Disturbing Trends, it's exactly what it is. First, let's talk about voters. Primary voters in any state, wherever you happen to be, primary voters only about 20% of the eligible voters will actually show up and vote. What the heck is that all about? I can't believe that. Every time there's an election, I feel like it's my civic duty to go out and vote. I don't get it. And this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. It is just the apathy of the American people. And then after an election, they bitch and moan and wonder why things aren't different and why things can't change. It's because they didn't get their sorry ass up off of their seats and go vote. So this is going out to both parties. Sometimes I feel like the Democrats are a little bit more motivated, I guess because they like free stuff. I don't know. But here in Georgia, they outshined the Republicans by a considerable margin in the primaries. Of course, really doesn't count too much because they were voting for their cronies, and then in the general, it'll all come together. But if that trend holds, you're going to have a lot of Republicans bitching, moaning, whining why they didn't win a particular race, and it's because they didn't get off their sorry ass and go vote. So, even in the general election, it's only 30 to 40% of the eligible elected registered voters actually vote. I don't get it, folks. I really don't get it. We take for granted this great country that we live in. If you want change, you've got to stand up and do something about it. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about voting. I'm talking about going out and doing your civic duty. And until we get more participants, we get what we deserve, I guess. Culture apathy is my next section. And this is kind of a pet peeve of mine. Why are so many supposedly educated, white, affluent, urban females, why do they gravitate to a liberal agenda? I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm thinking about these, urbanites, and you ask them, why they like living where they are, and they say, well, we've got Starbucks, we've got walking trails, and we've got Whole Foods. Gosh, can we break down society in that manner? I don't know. But, once again, the allure of free stuff, especially with young people, when they think they're getting all these free services, and they're not free. They're coming out of your taxes. But the allure of free stuff makes people, frankly, batshit crazy. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, because supposedly very, very well-educated people are the same people these days that will look a fact right in the face and not believe it. I don't know. I don't know how you explain that unless it's the media that completely hammers different agenda points home to them every single day, and the culture rot that inspires. Liberals are no different today than they were in the 60s. In the 60s, they were hippies, and they believed in this great fantasy land, and they were the enlightened ones. Well, they're old now, and their old enlightened selves, they haven't been contributors to society or anything. They just believe in these ideals that never have come to pass and never will. I don't know, just the way I look at it and the way I see it. People, that are want to tell their or call themselves enlightened, most of the time they just have a huge set of blinders on. It's great to be enlightened about anything, about any subject, to have your eyes wide open and to be a thinking person. But today it seems like that the party on the left, they don't think. And what I'm saying about that is they're all lockstep with the same talking point. You know, they don't like different thought. You know, they tell you what to think, they tell you what to do, they tell you what to behave. Gosh, that sounds a little bit about communism, doesn't it? You know, think about that. If you're a thinking person, you know, when you get into a discussion with somebody that's from the far left side and you try to have a discussion, a broad-ranging discussion about any topic, they'll shut you off because they're going to tell you what to say, what to think, this is how it goes, end of the story, put your blinders on and be a good little liberal. Folks, wake up is all I can say. News media. News media is the devil. I really do think that. And why do I say that? They tell you what to think. They tell you their point of view. They rarely put a different point of view up. Or if they do, it's just in a little sidebar. And they say, we're fair and balanced. No, they're not. They're telling you what they want you to think. And I don't care what news media that you pick up. I mean, they're all the same. And I'll give you a prime example of how they set and fit the narrative. We have a phenomenon going on in the country right now called teen takeovers. You know, back in the 60s, we called those riots. I mean, seriously. Is the news media so afraid of being called racist to report that a large group of young black people are tearing up department stores, looting stores, tearing up cars, causing chaos on city streets? Kind of sounds like a riot to me. But you cannot dare say black. You'll be called a racist. They'll call me a racist on this podcast for even mentioning this. It's not racist, it's fact. You know, I don't see a bunch of white kids out there, you know, and it's not about black and white. Call it what it is. You know, a bunch of young black thugs going out there and tearing up stuff. You know, that's not racist. That's news. That's a fact. So if you're a news person out there, report the damn news. Don't tell us it's a teen takeover. You can call it anything you want, but I've got, and I can see with my own eyes exactly what it is. You know, so you're not fooling anybody. And I just wonder, I really wonder, you know, when the news media does stuff like this, is there a more sinister plot? You know, are they really, really wanting anarchy? And there's a certain part of me that thinks they are. They're giddy with glee anytime something happens that they can, you know, boost their ratings and talk about. And it would just suit the shit out of a whole lot of people in the media if half our towns and cities were burning down. They would have something to report on. Once again, the media is the devil. But anyway, that's my short little podcast for the day. And thank you very much once again for joining the Stix and Stuff Podcast. I really appreciate it. We're going to have a lot of fun going forward. Like I say on every single podcast, be good to yourself, have fun, enjoy life, and above all, do something special for somebody this week. I'm Tom Crawford with the Stix and Stuff Podcast. We'll see you soon.